I'm attorney Lewis Haskell, and I am in beautiful Chiang Mai, Thailand, thinking, as always, about the new tax bill that has recently been signed into law and its implications for my clients. As some of you know who've been listening to my videos, to me the most exciting part of the new bill has to do with the 20% deduction for pass-through entities. Basically businesses, real estate investments, and the like. Which begs the question, what exactly is a pass-through entity? And the good news is that calling it a tax deduction for pass-through entities is not accurate, because included in the definition of pass-through entity is sole proprietorships, so people who normally file a Schedule C, and also real estate investments held in own name, so people who would normally file a Schedule E. And we also therefore include single-member LLCs, which the IRS normally treats as disregarded entities, but for our purposes is a pass-through entity. Of course, the traditional pass-through entities also count, so subchapter S corporations, partnerships, partnership LLCs, and yes, pass-through trusts also count as pass-through entities. So almost anything that is not a C corporation, that is not an entity that is, or a corporation that is taxed on its own. And by the way, I would say certain trusts that also are taxed on their own might not qualify here either. But those entities that do not pay federal income tax on their earnings, those are pretty much all pass-through entities. Now note that I say pretty much. This is a brand new law. It's not completely clear what is in it because, well, first of all, a new bill needs to come out that kind of cleans up some of the language, but also the Internal Revenue Service has not put out its regs, its regulations for the new tax law. Some of us are a little too fond of complicated structures, layered protection for people's assets. I myself am a little too fond. It would appear that the intent of the new tax law is to allow these layered structures still to get the 20% deduction. However, just to be safe, when I get home, I'm going to start unwinding some of these structures that I've made for my family and put them into more simplified forms just to be on the safe side. So while I believe that everything that I have done in the past for the point of asset protection will work with the new Internal Revenue Code, and while I am almost certain that is the intent of the new tax law, that it should work, in the spirit of better safe than sorry, I think that's in some places where people have gotten a little fancy, it might be best to walk that back for a year or so and see where this thing plays out. So that is pass-through entities in a nutshell. I will be recording other videos on other aspects of this 20% deduction, because it is where I think the money is for a lot of small businesses and real estate investors. Thank you.